What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers are going to play their first game since the trade against the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Who are the best team in basketball, coming off of a win yesterday. They are coming off a back-to-back. The Lakers have been terrible this year at beating teams on the second game of a back-to-back. But nonetheless, right? Lakers got Dorian Finney Smith as well as Shake Milton. Both are expected to be in the rotation for this game. Both are coming off the bench. Shake Milton likely is coming off the bench regardless. Whether he'll be in the rotation when all is said and done, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I do think he has the sneaky signing potential and could be a real impact guy for the Lakers. Not like insane, right? Like not like a 15 or 20 point a game guy, but a guy off the bench that can give you production, play some defense, make some plays, right? On top of that, Dorian Finney Smith, I do think at some point is going to get injected into the starting unit, whether it's in place of Max Christie, Rui, whatever, right? I think he will be in the starting unit at some point. But it'll be nice to kind of see the Lakers weighing those two in. You knew that this was going to happen. I talked about it as soon as the trade happened. I've talked about it in various live streams recently when people have asked, when do I think he'll start? How do I think this will play out? I figured he would stick with the same unit, which J.J. Redick has revealed that that's the case. I think it'll probably be a handful of games, maybe 5 to 10 games before they actually make that move, make that change for several reasons. One, you really want to get these guys acclimated, really want to kind of get these guys involved and clearly understanding the defensive assignments and defensive schemes, as well as the offensive side of things, the offense assignments and offensive schemes. You don't want to kind of put too much on the work plate all at once. Properly wheel them in. Lakers are trying to win as many games as possible. You have something that's working right now. Don't kind of fix what ain't broke yet. Obviously, you want to be the best version of yourself possible. But for right now, until you need to kind of justify the reason to move Dorian into the starting unit or something like that, right? Like, you kind of stay the course. And then the second reason is if you're going to trade these guys, particularly Rui, at some point, right? Like, you want to keep him in the starting unit to show what he could do as much as possible. But we'll see if they end up trading him. I know a lot of Laker fans don't want to see the Lakers trade Rui. I wouldn't count on the Lakers keeping him, but we'll see. Time will tell. I know J.J. Redick recently talked about how excited he is with the size and the wings that he has. But, what is he supposed to say? Oh, no, like this trash, get rid of Rui. Like, no, he's going to say the right thing. And I'm sure he is excited because they do have all these wings and all these size. But nonetheless, right? Reports came out that the Lakers are going to remain open to trades and active in the trade market, but want to kind of take some time to evaluate and kind of see this team, right? Jared Vanderbilt is doing on-court activities. He's starting to slowly work his way back. Christian Wood hopefully will be back sooner rather than later. You're probably a couple weeks out from these two actually getting back, so probably mid-January is my guess. But that's good because, one, you get to evaluate Dorian Finney Smith. You get to evaluate Shake Milton, right? You get to kind of see how do they fit along other guys, right? When Jared Vanderbilt comes back, when Christian Wood comes back, unless there's just some great trade that's out there that it's like, oh, man, this is no-brainer. We got to do this. We got to take this. Then you kind of stay the course. And I think that that's the right approach, right? I talked about when they made the trade. They took the pressure off. This was the pressure trade. Even before they made the trade, what was one of the big things I talked about? I really want the early trade. I didn't think it was going to be Dorian Finney Smith. It's exciting that it is Dorian Finney Smith. This is great, but I didn't necessarily think that it'd be Dorian Finney Smith. I thought it would be like a Valanciunas or something like that. And my fear was that would be the trade, and then that would be Rob Pelinka's justification and not do anything else. The fact that they did trade for Dorian Finney Smith already, which was likely the hardest acquisition, the 3 spot, the wing that they needed to get, was, in my opinion, the hardest acquisition. I was worried that they weren't even going to be able to get one. That signals to me that more trades are coming. If it was like a Valanciunas, I'd be a little concerned right now. But the fact that it was Dorian Finney Smith, I am very confident. But what this does is, again, takes the pressure off, kind of gives you that exhale. Okay, Laker fans are excited, the team's excited, JJ's excited, right? Like, the spirits are high again, right? You got 2 guys coming in that weren't dealing with the noise and, struggles at times, or, D'Lo and that situation, right? Like, they're coming in fresh, excited, wet behind the ears. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith's like, I finally get to be on a team that's the big brother, right? Like, he's He's excited. He's over the hill. Shake Milton's like, I'm in awe right now. Like, I'm a Laker, right? Like, people are excited to be Lakers. But beyond just like the exhale trade, now you get to see, okay, like if I'm JJ, I'm slotting Dorian Finney Smith essentially everywhere on the basketball court. He has played some 5, so you could always put him at the small ball 5. But more so, I'm slotting him in at obviously the 3, a little bit at the 4. But I'd also try to see like, okay, can he play the 2, right? Because if he can play the 2 effectively, and look, it's the NBA, it's positionless. Like rotations and players on the basketball court are based on defensive assignments more than it is like guys like the point guard has to be the point guard, the 2 guard has to be the 2 guard, right? Unless you have like a Ja Morant or something like that, right? Like, and even then you could slot him at the 2 if you need to, right? So to me, it's like, can you run a unit out there with like an Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis? Can you get a look like that? I'm not saying you have to necessarily start that, but get that unit out there and see, like, what does Dorian Finney-Smith look like at the 2? Because now that kind of gives you more options in the trade market, right? Because, yes, you could use an athletic point of attack guard, you know, a Alonzo Ball, a Bruce Brown, a Malcolm Brogdon, right? Like, guys like that, you could bring them in, have them slot at the point, and Reeves be the 2. Or what you could do, which I'm not super thrilled at Reeves as your point guard, particularly come playoff time. Regular season, I think you handle it. Playoffs, I have my concerns. Although, come playoff time, worst case, it's like, hey, LeBron, you got to be the guard, right? You got to be the guy that brings the ball up, or you just kind of do it by committee, whatever, you figure it out. But my point is that if certain lineups work, okay, well then maybe we're turning a Rui into another wing, right? Maybe we are going and getting Jeremy Grant, or maybe they are going and getting Cam Johnson and ponying up whatever they have to pony up for it. Or, you know, maybe they are getting a Kyle Kuzma or something just to give you some more athleticism and a more natural 3 there. Now you're just big, versatile, athletic, right? Like everyone can switch, right? Like you're just in a much better position. And it's like, okay, well, even if we can't get that guard, or none of these guards really make sense for the price or whatever, maybe you can go get another forward, get another 3-and-D wing. Same thing with Shake Milton, right? Like, okay, well, what if he's great in your backup guard role, right? What if he is buying in defensively? He's giving you, you know, say, nothing crazy. Let's say 8 points, 3 or 4 assists, 3 or 4 rebounds, and just solid off the bench for us, solid contributor. And he's able to handle the backup duties and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you know, we don't, like, maybe we have that guard lineup again. So maybe you are going to get in a forward, or maybe you're just like, hey, you know what, let's pull off this trade over here, right? And then we can bring in a Markelle Fultz or a Dennis Smith Jr. or something, and we're fine, we're good. Right, and we could have like Shake Milton with Max Christie and Dalton Connect, and still have maybe Jared Vanderbilt or Cam Reddish, and then Christian Wood and Valanciunas or something like that. Right, so now you have this like 10 to 12 man unit that can operate and play and do multiple things, especially come playoff time. Like, you're just looking for a guy to come in, like slot in and play 8 to 10 minutes anyway, right? Like LeBron, 80, and Reeves are probably playing 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. Guys like Dorian Finney Smith are probably playing 35 minutes a game in the playoffs, right? Like you're just looking for other guys to kind of come in and play slots, right? Like slot in different spots, through committee for that other, 30 minutes that's available, sprinkled out throughout the other positions. And guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you can slot in different areas. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, you could slot 2 through 5, like I mentioned. Right? LeBron, you could slot 1 through 5. Anthony Davis, you could put at the 4 or the 3, or the 4 or the 5, right? Like, so you can kind of plug guys in whatever your playoff rotation is, whatever they decide to do, or if they go a little deeper than maybe usual because guys are just really comfortable in that role and things are clicking, and you want to kind of keep guys as healthy as possible. Obviously, too, you want to try to cut down LeBron's minutes, and particularly Anthony Davis as well, but more so LeBron. If you can cut their minutes down, because you got Dorian Finney-Smith, you got Rui Hachimura, you got these guys right now, maybe you can cut his minutes to 28, 30 minutes. That would be nice. Obviously, LeBron has to commit and buy into that too, but instead of him playing 35 to 40 minutes a game, if you could have Dorian Finney Smith play some minutes at the 4, have Rui play some minutes at the 4 momentarily, whenever the Lakers do end up getting a center, whatever that center is, right? Plug in, say, even if it is a Valanciunas. Right now, Anthony Davis could play more at the 4, right? So you could cut LeBron's minutes down, cut some of the workload for him, especially if you're a good basketball team, even without him, kind of ask more from some of these other guys. And then, also LeBron, if he knows, like, hey, I'm only going to play 25 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game, right? He now can be more aggressive early on, right? So now he could go, instead of, going scoreless in the first quarter, right? And then at halftime, he has like 4 points. And then, the second half, it's like, okay, well, now I need to go make sure I get my 20, right? Like, he can go and, maybe get you 5 in the first, 5 in the second, 5 in the third, and then 7 or whatever in the fourth. And he's got his 22, 23 points, right? There's just options. But this is good because we get the first game. Lakers get to start evaluating here, take their time. Patience is still important. Patience is still key. Find the right moves, get those moves done, and let's go contend for an NBA championship, right? We still have a lot of work ahead. Dorian Finney-Smith by himself does not make us a contender, but it is a huge step in the right direction. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? First off, are you excited for the Lakers to handle business here and hopefully beat the Cavs, especially on the last day before New Year's, which, Happy New Year's, everybody. I'm really excited for that. New Year's Eve. Please be safe tonight, please. And secondly, are you excited for Dorian Finney-Smith, the acquisition, kind of the evaluation time, all the things that I talked about here in this video? I'd love to hear it, so please let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.